Israel's strike on Iran nuclear facilities and military leadership has put the fear of God into the markets overnight. Oil up 10% at the peak, gold up, markets down sharply pre-market. What's the situation? And how do we play this? All of it now. Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day, your show for swing trading ideas for the coming days, weeks, and month. So let's not get too much into the geopolitics of the situation for two reasons. A, we don't have that much information. Second, the strike of Israel obviously caused turmoil in the markets, but the more important factor is how will Iran react and how will the Middle East react. Are other countries that are anti-Israel come to Iran's aid? Is this the unifying anti-Israel moment? Or is it just going to be a big drone attack and that's really all there is? So the reaction of Iran, that's the more important geopolitical factor that we need to focus on. We know Israel is going to keep on hitting Iran. We also know there is no possibility of peace talks, so we can cross that out. At some point, probably that's the only outcome. Israel will declare the military operation as finished, and that's it. It would really surprise me if Israel is trying to send any type of ground forces into Iran. It's, from what I read, as far as military strategy, almost impossible to conquer Iran with ground forces. So I think this would be basically an airstrike, missile strike type of war on Israel's side. So with that in mind, let's focus on the markets. This is the iShares ETF for the Israeli market. It's down, but it's not down terrible, as you can see. I mean, overall, since 2024, Israel has been one of the big surprises that nobody talks about. The market has been up sharply considering that Israel has been at war. That is surprising. Again, as surprising that is not down as much. Not sure if that is so-called patriotic buying by Israeli investors or not. There are some great companies. I don't know if you're familiar with the Israeli market when it comes to tech, when it comes to biotech. There are some fantastic companies in the Israeli market, but at the moment, as you can see, we're near the highs of the year. There's no interest for me in buying that. Bottom fishing, I want to see the April lows, and I'm not sure if we're going to see those. So that is not an option for me. So now that leads us to the commodity market. All right. Obviously, gold went up pretty sharply. And this is the interesting part. Remember Wednesday's video when I talked about this candle right here and how surprising it was that it came out of nowhere. It came because of the dollar weakness. Well, now we clearly also know, if we look at the candle from yesterday and also the oil price candles that we're going to talk about in a minute, yeah, someone knew something was coming. It always is like that. And that's one of the interesting factors of technical analysis. It is the closest thing to smart money, like super high net worth political inside circle information that you can get in the market. Because sometimes it just shows you, okay, something is happening, and you'll find out a couple of days later what it is. So how are we looking with gold? Well, we're looking good. There's no denying that, right? Even if we put in this additional resistance line right here, as you can see, we broke through this today as well. It held yesterday. We broke through it today. Yes, there's now a risk premium in gold, but we also know gold is in a bull market. So the risk premium doesn't really concern me much. This is a signal that the gold bull market is going to continue, which I've been telling you for, I think, 2 weeks, ever since I pointed out this inverse head and shoulders and the broken downtrend. I told you this is the continuation sign. We had the retest of the downtrend textbook. Now we're moving up. The reason why we're moving up, rather of secondary importance for gold. Also, if you missed my call on gold, Maybe it's because you haven't subscribed to the channel. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss calls like this on my videos 3 times a week and emergency videos if that's necessary. I will likely send one out this weekend depending on the developments. So you don't miss those videos because as you can see here, we're making the calls. I'm not going to get all of them right. I'm not going to lie to you. Nobody does in the market, obviously. But we got the big ones right this year, which one of them was gold bull market and then the miners bull market. We got platinum really nicely. And also oil, which I pointed out on Wednesday and told you, hey, something is happening with oil. And guess what? Yeah, right? That was here. That was this candle. Now, this was even before the breakout. Now, let's look at oil, what's going on. So the first thing is, yes, there's clearly some short covering happening, all right? There are clearly a lot of stops of shorts that got run over on 70, 72, and 75 that triggered this candle. We're going to look at this candle in a second. I just want to move out, zoom out, and show you the overall picture. And as you can see, this looks a lot better now. Obviously, downtrend broken, check. Right? That's going to confirm today. No denying that. Okay. So we have a long wick right now, right here, which we don't know what that's going to look like. Most of that, again, triggered stops, short coverings. It doesn't concern me so much. Right? We're going to get a monster candle on the weekly. Right? And let's go to the weekly and see what this looks like right now, even though there's a lot of trading left. And look at this. This is a monster weekly breakout candle. And here you can see very nicely, if we just close like we did here, we made a higher high. That is the important thing, right? Now, we broke the downtrend. We got back above the support zone. So as of this moment, all this down here turned out to be a gigantic bear trap. And this means that now the situation has changed for gold. Again, 2 days ago, I pointed out something is happening in gold. It had changed on the short to medium term time frame. Now it's changing on a long term time frame. Once again, if you missed the video, maybe it's because you haven't subscribed. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss these type of videos. Yes, we are overbought in the RSI short term, but we can basically ignore this. Now, the new line of demarcation is obviously the upper end of the support zone and around $70 a barrel. So if you want to play oil on the long side, then the move would be to go long at $70. I personally am not going to do this. I'm going to play oil through the oil companies, the oil stocks, the big ones. Why? They're cheaply valued. There's going to be severe uncertainty in the market now, in the stock market, what's going to happen. Money's going to flow out of the market, but remember that fund managers cannot go 100% in cash. The money's got to go somewhere. Well, where is it going to go? It's going to go into defensive plays. We already seen this. Pharma has done well in the past days. It's going to go into the oil stocks. They're cheap. They pay a really attractive dividend. And guess what? For the oil companies, it doesn't make a difference if the oil price is 75 or 77 or 72. They're going to make money either way. But if you're invested directly into oil, through futures, through options, it makes a huge difference if it's 75, 77, or 72. So this is how I will play it. I'll play it through the oil companies. I'll play it through gold and silver mining stocks. If they come down, especially the silver stock's going to be interesting. I wanted to talk today about silver, really, but then the geopolitical news overshadowed everything. We're going to talk about silver. The shorts are still fighting. And we see it today. Silver not up that much. One of the reasons being, obviously, silver industrial metal, oil prices going higher, inflation is going to go higher. What will that do to the concept of the Fed lowering rates? Is this really going to happen? So maybe that stimulating factor will not happen. But I believe that silver has broken out, that we're going to get the silver bull run. It's going to be huge. It's going to be way higher and way bigger than than gold. So if I get a chance to pick up some silver mining stocks on weakness, because the stock market overall is down and that drags down the silver miners, that's how I'm going to buy this. I'm going to play this. If I get the chance to buy gold miners, perfect. If you don't have physical gold, then any weakness is a buying opportunity. And the other way how to play it, kind of like a clever way, is uranium and nuclear energy. What will happen now? Remember, I know a lot of you guys are from the US. The US achieved energy independence. Well done, very well done. But a lot of other countries around the world don't have it, especially Europe, right? Just effed, cluster effed. How do you take control of your energy in an uncertain environment? Well, you can build out your nuclear energy capacities. This possibility, I like to play that through nuclear energy. So these are my moves. Let's all have a good, safe weekend. And we'll talk on Monday, with the exception if I send you an emergency video, obviously over the weekend if something happens, which let's hope that's not the case. Take care. Bye-bye.